Last week I traveled to Canton, Ohio to sit in on a focus group of Obama, Trump, and Romney-Clinton voters. There were 12 total, and they were talking about their feelings on the country and politics in 2018.
Thank you all for coming this evening. I have colleagues and clients on the other side of the glass who are observing here this evening. There is a reporter from Engagious here tonight who is observing.
Ohio is a quintessential swing state in elections, whether presidential or midterms, and these Romney, Clinton, and Obama, Trump voters are the perfect example of that. They can really decide elections by voting one way in one year and then swinging to the opposite side in the next election. The clearest difference between these two swing voters was in their views of the direction of the country and their concerns about immigration.
On a scale from 0 to 10, with 0 being the totally wrong direction and 10 being the totally right direction, in what direction is our country moving?
Obama-Trump voters are way more concerned about illegal immigration than Romney-Clinton voters. They're also more likely to say that the country is moving in the right direction, whereas Romney-Clinton voters think it is not moving in the right direction.
Well, what evidence do you have it's moving in the right direction?
Jobs.
Jobs.
The economy's picking up. Basically, it's from cutting taxes, cutting regulations, and letting business do what they do.
For the Trump voters who think that the country is moving in the right direction, they mostly associate that with how the economy is doing. And a lot of them think the economy is doing well. They mention things like the number of jobs we have, the low unemployment rate, NAFTA, trade. But when you actually ask them if they personally feel like the economy is booming, only 2 people raised their hand and said they felt that way.
Who here feels like the economy is booming? Feels like it.
It's booming for a certain demographic.
Okay, it's not booming for you though.
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's booming for most people. I think the people that are extremely wealthy are benefiting the most, and for me, it's not.
Many Trump voters even said that they're living paycheck to paycheck. They said they're only seeing a couple of dollars increase in their paychecks from the GOP tax law. They recognize that the jobs they have are not helping them make ends meet, even though they voted for President Trump thinking that the economy would get better personally for them.
I work a retail job, I'm busting my butt, I'm barely making it by, I've got 2 kids. It's one of those things where, yeah, I'm employed, but I don't feel like I'm employed.
Got it. I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about women running for office.
This was one of the more surprising things I learned from this focus group is that these 2 groups of swing voters are aware of the fact that this is the so-called Year of the Woman, that there are more women running for office, but everyone is pretty apathetic about having equal representation in Congress.
On this particular question, I asked how important was it that half the seats be held by women. The average score for this room was 4.4. It was not terribly important. Who wants to tell me why you felt that way?
When it comes to the political arena, I don't care whether you're either male, female, or chimpanzee. I care about your competency and what you're going to do. Your word is your honor, and I want to see that.
When they started talking about the reasons for this, I learned that it was really a generational thing. Some of the older women in the group mentioned that when they were younger, they weren't having political discussions with their friends, they weren't protesting, they weren't politically active. Some of the older women even thought that women aren't as politically savvy as men are.
It's like they don't have any point of reference or any facts, and they don't seem to they've not had years of thinking about politics.
And you think men do?
I think men are exposed with other men, if I talk about it, where women aren't talking about politics a lot among themselves.
There was one woman, a 24-year-old, who said that all she talks about with her friends is politics and that she wants to run for office.
I think women are, especially my age, getting a lot more aware, making sure that we're getting engaged, right? Making sure that we understand politics. We're putting in the work and the effort, so we deserve that, right?
Swing voters matter because they can really decide an election. They have no party loyalty and are kind of unpredictable. They have an independent streak that can lead them to vote for one candidate one year and the opposite in the following election. This will really matter in 2018, but we should look out for how this changes things in 2020 as well.